Gamarjovo once again from Akhaltsikhe. After 1 week spending in Tbilisi, I took a minibus. It took about 3 hours to get here. It was quite a journey through the mountains. And here there is a 9th century castle. We'll visit that, and also one of the largest monastery cave complexes in Georgia. Looks really impressive on the pictures. I've visited something similar once, but never got it on camera, so stick around and let's see what we can find in this small southern town near the border with Turkey. I came here to the bus stop to take the marshrutka to Vardzia, where the cave complex are. And here you can see street vendors selling stuff for the cars right at the station. This is called the marshrutka, the minivan. Looks like a Soviet bus station here, with the little windows and the propaganda written at the top, whatever it is. Akhaltsikhe has a population of 17,000 only, but it has a over 1,000 period history. They suffered multiple attacks by the Mongols, Iranians, Turks, and then finally Ottoman Empire took this land into their hands for over 300 years until the Russian Empire defeated it and controlled it up to 1991, to the collapse of Soviet Union. We'll be riding on this Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Looks quite old, like a 1970s, and it's time to change the tire here. But it's okay. We're in Georgia, so we'll make it no matter what. I didn't realize I'm going to such a secluded place. Everybody has already vacated the minivan. And the driver is wild. He's driving on the opposite side. Also, there's a life hack for you. If you don't have an air conditioner, you can always just open the door wide open and that's it. But beautiful views at least. I hate being the passenger in Georgia because the drivers here don't follow many rules. Like we were driving through this serpentine, there's rock falling on the sides, sand, also cows sleeping in the middle or walking. So it wasn't the safest ride. I didn't expect it to be so deep in the mountains, but here we are. Welcome to Vardzia Monastery Cave Complex. During the 12th century, Mongols were ruthless and successful invaders that managed to conquer most of Asia and parts of Europe. They were considered the largest empire in history. When they decided to attack Georgia, King Georgiy III decided to build a sanctuary here in the caves, basically a hideout. And this hideout would consist of over 600 rooms and about 15 chapels. During the Soviet excavations, supposedly they found remnants that date back to Bronze Age, which is 13th century BC. Therefore, there was a civilization living here prior to the building of this cave. Now this is a better view of the whole system. So 13 levels high, 50 meters deep. They had actually here a library, a pharmacy, which we can, I think, visit. Also several wine cellars, meeting rooms, chapels, about 15 of them. So it was quite a large monastery complex. The only entrance to this monastery cave complex was through one tunnel. Refectory. I have no idea what this means. I suppose these holes were for fire pits. Another room. Let's find something interesting, like a library or pharmacy. I want to see the pharmacy because in Tbilisi I was in the Museum of Medicine. Inside this chapel that you're not allowed to film are the paintings of King Georgiy and his daughter Tamara. Pretty beautiful. And is that the biggest chapel is there, the main chapel. This is the cave system. The spring is here. Look how deep he used to go inside. They even had a fresh water well here. The natural spring. Not only did they have a spring, they also had a irrigation system going on. Several pipes were built. Basically, they never had to come out to the sunlight. Since we are high in altitude, the people that used to live here, they were quite short. Therefore, the height of this tunnels don't need to be so tall. I guess this is called the shelter because this seems like the highest peak of the complex, and that's where they would hide if there was an alarm. All of this was covered in vegetation, so the invaders would not be able to see that there's a population living here. Pretty smart, huh? Unfortunately, in the late 13th century, there was a devastating earthquake that hit this region, and 2/3 of the Vardzia complex was destroyed. Now we only see about 300 rooms, I believe, of what is left for historic purposes. A deep climb down here. Would you risk it? Because of the earthquake that took place in the late 13th century, majority of the stuff that used to cover these caves from the outside was destroyed. Therefore, the caves became visible to whoever was at the bottom of the villages. So it wasn't the safest place to live here. Finally, after multiple attacks from the Mongols, the Iranians, the Turks, the only Ottoman Empire managed to conquer this place. And after they conquered, all the monks have evacuated this complex and became abandoned for multiple centuries on. It looks like this was a place for the quarries that they would store probably about 5,000 liters. The same thing as in Czech Republic and Germany, monks were producing beers. In Georgia, monks were making wine. The wine was stored in the quarry, which is a clay cylinder that comes in different sizes. It looks like a bathing facility. Tamara's room. The queen's room through a hidden tunnel. Tamara's room. Looks like this is the altar for some icon, a religious icon. Huh. Looks quite small. Maybe, well, at least it's larger than the other rooms. But definitely not a Queen's Palace size. Not only did this vegetation that was here on top of the caves, but also they had some farming going on because of the constant rain, and I think they brought up soil here. You see, this is the reason why I missed the pharmacy. It's right there. I wish you can close up, but I can't. I'll show you the photo that was taken there, that I found, that I took at the museum. This is the bell tower here, and inside is the main church. So to conclude this trip to Vardzia, there are 7 monks that live here. I don't think they live in the caves, but somewhere below in the village. And every day at 7 in the morning they come and ring this bell. So you can say that the monastery actually functions. Well, at least a small part of it.
Зайдешь и 220 копейка. И вот внизу.
Хорошо. While I was on my way to exit, the local security guard told me that the tunnels I was mentioning before, which was the main and the only entrance to... Wow, there's a snake. I've never seen a snake like this. The tunnel that was the only and main entrance to the complex is actually operates today. And he said you have to go around and take the staircase, and it's about 30 meters long. So I have 20 minutes. Let's find this tunnel and go from here, exit from this place. Supposedly this might not be the main tunnel, but so far that's what's been found. That's why we can't argue whether this is the main one or not. I think this is the chapel. That's what it said at the top. Let's go. Through the tunnel. I wonder. Probably if they were missing some products and materials, they would have to exit. And going up the staircase, I think, was an easy fit to do. This tunnel wasn't so impressive actually, because it would go outside along the side cliffs. So I'd expected it to be like starting in the village, going inside the whole mountain, then have a shaft of stairs that goes up like this, circling. The one I really liked from this whole complex, even though I wanted to see the pharmacy up close just for the heck of it, was the spring, because one, it was really deep inside, and somehow they managed to understand that the water is running there, so they had to dug all the way to the source. That's impressive. Hopefully this was a cool place for you to know about and for you to visit in the future when you get a chance. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment your thoughts, maybe add some history that you know of this, and until next episode.
А что?
Резина нормально?
Да, нормально. Нормально, конечно. Как ехал? Нехорошо.
Опасно.
Все опасно.
Да.